Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something exciting to show for Sonic Rumble fans who are waiting for another big update in a while, and it looks like we finally have one coming with some interesting additions and changes. Once again, I had the opportunity to get an early look at the upcoming 1.3 update to be released on August 29th. While this next version of Sonic Rumble is not as game-changing as the previous overhaul back in May, there's still plenty of additions and changes to unpack here, many of which will make the actual gameplay experience better in several ways. We have 3 new stages on display here, major gameplay improvements for new and existing players, a sneak peek for Preseason 7, and of course a part 2 of the fan-favorite SEGA Stars crossover event. So let's dive in and unpack everything in this update. First up, let's start with the biggest addition to the character roster in this update, the SEGA Stars 2 event. Not only are characters from the first SEGA Stars event making a return, but we've also got some brand new crossovers from games like Phantasy Star Online 2, Bonanza Bros, and Pengo. I'm not familiar with all of these SEGA IPs myself, but I'm sure the fans out there will at least appreciate their existence in the Sonic Rumble universe now. This event is definitely one of the bigger ones since the Sonic Movie 3 promotion. It has unique character skins, buddies, skills, and more spread across the shops and passes. Let's take a closer look at all the new SEGA Stars joining the party first. I'll start with perhaps my favorite crossover added here for Phantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis. PSO2 still remains as one of SEGA's bigger modern franchises, and it's awesome to see it represented here in Rumble. For anyone that has played PSO2, Rappy is basically the series mascot, and I think he's just so adorable with his new Rumble skin. He will definitely be a go-to choice for me if I wanted to play as someone smaller in Rumble matches. Rappy can be unlocked from the higher tier premium rewards along with his new roll skill, making it feel like a true prize for grinding the event. Next up we have Pengo, a little penguin who waddled his way into Rumble. He debuted in an arcade game of the same name and somehow he fits right in here. Thankfully this skin is part of the free pass, so anyone can earn this cute penguin buddy for their collection. And finally we've got the Bonanza Bros, a duo from another SEGA arcade game. Robo and Mobo are finally in another 3D Sonic game, making this their second ever 3D appearance in Sonic and SEGA All-Stars Racing. Even their stun guns are functional here just like in the original game, and the skill is rather effective in those 2D stages where you can line up your shots more easily. Overall, what I like about this crossover lineup is how it once again includes multiple generations of SEGA history. From early 80s arcade titles up to modern PSO2, it feels like a proper celebration of SEGA's past and present. And now let's go over the new samurai-themed pass for Preseason 7. This season adds some cool-looking character designs compared to others we've seen so far, with the Samurai Sonic and Samurai Shadow rivalry on full display here. Starting with Samurai Sonic, he's rocking a full set of traditional samurai attire that's stylish and fitting for his character. All the little details like the layered robe design, blue and white colors, and the sandals make this one of the most unique Sonic skins we've seen here. Usually Sonic isn't allowed to dress in full clothing with pants, but I'd say that Rumble is a good game to break that rule for a more creative direction, and it turned out great here. Now on the dark side, Samurai Shadow takes on a more intimidating look. His black and red outfit, along with the straw hat, makes him look like something that was made for a spin-off game concept. I really like the dual weapons on his belt, as those make Shadow look more like the battle-hardened character he is. It feels like whenever Sonic and Shadow get outfits together, they end up being some of the coolest designs in the game. I can't deny it either, considering the neon skins are also fan favorites from the Sonic Movie 3 event. Also in this update are other new and upcoming characters to unlock. Some of these include Toymaker Tails, Zebra Sonic, and Cheetah Shadow, previously featured in Sonic Speed Simulator. Also, birthday girl Amy makes an appearance from the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog here. And finally, Vector fans will be happy to know that Crystal Vector will be available soon. Now let's jump right into the new stages being added to the match rotations. 3 stages are being added for Update 1.3, Pinball Carnival Run 2, Desert Ruins Survival, and Green Hill Ring Battle 2. Each one brings a new set of challenges for players, and I'll give my thoughts on what I noticed about them. The first stage I tried is Pinball Carnival Run 2, and admittedly I had more fun in this run stage compared to most others. We're actually not all stuck together like Pinball Carnival stages are often hated for. This time we have a lot more running space and route options to work with here, and this alone gives me a new appreciation for the carnival-themed zone. It's so much better when you're not bumping into everyone constantly. My favorite part has to be this giant bumper slide where everyone must break the big bumper and fall into perhaps the best Pinball Carnival sequence yet. We get to be the pinball here and enjoy a long slide down to the finish. Of course, there's multiple shortcuts and alternate routes you can take if you time it right. I like the types of stages that are not frustratingly chaotic, and so far this one is not nearly as stressful compared to having to work your way up a pinball table. Next, I decided to give Desert Ruins Survival a try, and it looks like a real test of endurance. In addition to dodging the puddles of poison that slow you down, the real threat is the increasing number of tornadoes being thrown at you. Landing on any of them sends you flying into the quicksand, though you have more than one chance to survive. All the while there are ring and red star pickups to collect. I'm guessing the real challenge here is to not get too distracted by them with the increasing number of tornadoes all around you. Now this stage's music theme has to be one of my favorites still, and the new survival stage completes the tension when hearing it alongside roaring tornadoes. The final stage being added in this update is Green Hill Ring Battle 2. I don't find this too unique to talk about, as it's mostly a rehash of smashing towers like in the Silent Forest Ring Battle. The main gimmick here is to watch where you attack, as some areas are worth more rings than others, and of course avoiding the bombs nested in between the totem poles. The challenge here is to balance how much you collect items and smash the totems scattered throughout the arena, as there's multiple routes you can take. Overall, it's not a bad stage from my initial testing, but I feel that Silent Forest Ring Battle before is more intense, as bouncing across the stage to swoop down on players is a lot more satisfying there. There's also a new item in this update which is very useful to cover more distance quickly. This handcuff attack allows you to slingshot past the player in front and rope them in towards you. I can already see this being a fun way to send people into bottomless pits while you get a good height boost. Of course, you're still allowed to use other movement skills along with it, and this allows for some cool skips if you time it just right. I think this is a nice break from the constant red star spam you would see sometimes on some run stages, and adds more ways you can zoom past the other runners. And there's also several changes to existing stages I'll mention here. Most of these were done as an attempt to address player feedback about some annoying parts that stuck out. The most noticeable one during my testing is the short and sweet mountain run. The final part of the stage used to be lengthy and tedious, to the point where one wrong move could ruin your whole flow on the grind rails. It felt like I was always grinding and jumping on eggshells, where someone can just knock me off and set me back far without a good way to get a speed recovery. They addressed this by simply having the stage end sooner, which is a good solution by itself. Another change here is a shorter tunnel in Starlight Carnival Run 2. I agree with this one, as previously it was too long and annoying to make it through the tunnel without a scratch. A few more are mostly aesthetic changes, like the paths around the Poison Lake in Silent Forest Run 2, and adding a spring here instead of bumpers in Pinball Carnival Run. There's plenty more to discover for yourself, though it's little changes like these that make some of the more annoying stages just a little more bearable. Now let's talk about perhaps one of the smartest quality of life changes in this update. That's the new test button for all your skills. Before this was added, you might have experienced buyer's remorse for your skill stars, not fully knowing if the skill you bought was even all that useful in a real match. Now with the test stage for trying out all the skills, you can actually see how they feel in-game before committing to expensive upgrades. This is a game changer, as you can test out skills at every level, along with refreshing cooldowns on demand to try them out again instantly. Be sure to try this out for all the character exclusive abilities, as some of them have small but noticeable differences. Another improvement worth mentioning in this update are the score system changes to lower rarity items in your collection. Rare skins and epic buddies can now be upgraded all the way to level 10, while epic skins and legendary buddies got some more serious buffs. Maxed epic skins now have up to a 75% score bonus, for example, which appears to have been done for smoother score boosting overall. I think what they're doing here is reducing the need for players to spend big on the legendary skins right away, as those always have the biggest score boosts. These changes should make upgrading feel more rewarding at the lower tiers, as we can't forget about the rest of the characters in your collection. And finally, let's take a look at some changes and improvements coming to Update 1.3. While I was not able to see Rouge's treasure hoard for myself, this new limited time feature allows you to save your score rank progress and unlock some epic rewards along the way. Finally, this is another way to earn free red star rings, as most of us have been desperate for more opportunities to do so. I'm mostly curious about how many battles are required to get the best rewards, but it should still be great for active players looking to get a little more than just stopping at the daily ring limit. Looking at the menus now, the missions and achievements are finally being streamlined into a single page. It's just cleaner overall and should make reward tracking a lot less messy than before. Next up are some balance adjustments for new players. The starter shop has been refreshed with new items, but also retiring some older ones in the process. To make sure nobody misses out, anyone who has created an account prior to maintenance will receive those items automatically. I think these new rewards are more varied and interesting compared to the older lineup we had before. Several achievements are also being reworked. Some will be removed entirely while others are getting new conditions. Rewards tied to these achievements are also changing, and you'll be compensated with removed items just like with the starter shop changes mentioned earlier. And finally, new score rank tiers are being added in this update. This is one of the best changes for competitive players, as SS and even SSS rank tiers will increase the difficulty a lot to maximize score for existing stages. These are tough and will require very high score boosts across each stage. Of course, this also means you'll get even better rewards for those who like to push themselves for new records. All of these adjustments are part of the larger plan to evolve Sonic Rumble into a level that's ready for global release. Version 1.3 feels like it's setting the tone for what the future of this game could be. And while I may say that this is a positive note for both the game and the content creators talking about it, there's still some things I must mention as part of my closing thoughts for Sonic Rumble's future. As we look towards what appears to be a bright future for the Sonic Rumble community, there's still a lot on my mind when I see all the reactions surrounding this game, and I feel the need to address the elephant in the room for the rest of my audience, as I expect most of the comments to be about it. As you all might know watching this video, the main topic for Rumble as a whole are the continuously missed release date targets with no global launch in sight. And with Sonic Racing Crossworlds now entering the spotlight, many people feel like Rumble is being overshadowed before it's even out. I'm very excited for this racing game myself and want to get into it as much as I could. And with that, several people who watched me over time have felt the need to bash me for supporting or otherwise glazing an already dead on arrival mobile game. I'll be honest here, being part of the Rumble Creators program inevitably made me develop vastly different opinions from the norm. As of this video, it's usually more cool and popular to hate on the game and its content creators at any given chance, most likely for the purpose of wishing that the game would fail altogether. To be honest, this has affected how often I talk about the game myself. I sometimes feel afraid to talk about it in too positive of a light. That's a huge reason why I only talked about Sonic Rumble when I felt comfortable to, but let me be clear. I understand the frustration and the loss of hype. I really wish all of you could hop in and play alongside me during these exciting events. Unfortunately, I only know so much about what's going on behind the scenes. The best answer I can give right now is that releasing by the end of 2025 is still the dev team's priority, even if that too is also a little fuzzy. With that said, I want to stay as passionate as I possibly can about promoting Sonic Rumble in a way that doesn't feel alienating to everyone still watching me. I still have faith in Sonic Rumble's success, even if most of the larger community thinks I'm hyped for the wrong reasons. Truth be told, I think some people who hate on me just for enjoying this fun little party game were never going to be satisfied anyway. But for those who continue to believe in me and in the other creators who share this same passion, thank you for your continued support. I'd much rather keep making content about a game I genuinely enjoy to play in my free time, even if its future remains uncertain to this day. Overall, Sonic Rumble Update 1.3 is shaping up to be a very impactful update that offers more than just the usual event refreshes. Between the SEGA Stars 2 crossover, the new stages, and overall quality of life improvements, there's something here for all current players to enjoy, and I'm certain that feedback around this period will be as important as ever to determine what's left to improve on for global launch. If you enjoyed this video and like to see more Sonic Rumble content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.